Hello. So I am down here tonight. It's very spooky. We are going to do the torso killer, you guys. And then I was thinking if I had time or if I was feeling energetic enough, I could go into the missing case of Audrey Cunningham. But right now, we're going to do the torso killer. This is a request. This is a requested video for a special someone who is interested in this particular subject. Okay, so this is for you. So let's get into it. The information will be in the bio if you have any questions about this particular case or any cases. All right. I feel like he's a very strange person. I feel like he selected victims from other places, maybe like in poverty places. I feel like this was places he would hang out, you know, where low vibrational people hang out, low vibrations are. So we're talking like bars, brothels, you know, ghettos, things of that nature. Very strange person is what I get to. Very misunderstood. I feel also in school, there's a very strong possibility that he was bullied or teased. So yeah, that's very odd that I'm getting that off the bat. Now, as you know, this is about a serial killer, you guys. This is a man who went around killing people. I get female and male. I do feel like there's a very strong possibility that he could have been a bisexual male. His victims were female and male. And of course, not all the time that means that they are bisexual, but I feel in this instance there is some battle with sexuality as far as these murders and this particular killer. Now, he did do this to get something out of it. I'm not sure exactly what it could have been, but as we go further in the reading, as you know, it will clarify a lot of things for us. Out of politics, again, I feel that he hung in low vibrational places. I feel that he was very low vibrational, and there's some type of skill that I feel that he possessed to be able to cut the victims the way he did. And I want to go into the fact that I don't feel that he has any medical education or anything like that. So I'm not sure if it's something that has to do with hunting or butchering, something that of that nature where I feel like he knows how to cut up things. Now, as you know, I do know that he's a predator. I feel he was going around selecting vulnerable victims, people who were probably drinkers, drug users, prostitutes, things of that nature where he felt like these things would not be missed, okay? Again, hanging out in these types of places. Very interesting because I don't feel like he really enjoyed it, but I feel like this is what he did to select his victims. Definitely, I feel there's some father issues, and I feel these victims trusted him at some point. I feel when they got to his location or a certain discrete location, this is when he would do a 360 on them. What am I getting? Definitely control issues. I did pick up in this previous reading as well that he's one of those people that always have to win. You know, he's very competitive, and it means something to him to win. Again, issues with the father, maybe verbal abuse, putting him down all the time if he didn't win or he wasn't on top. So this was something that he felt very strongly about. Losing was just not something he was going to do, all right? Now, there is a rebirth in this situation somewhere, and I want to find out where because this is very interesting. All right. Now, again, I don't know why I feel like he didn't have any medical education, but he sure knew how to cut up something like he did. And I feel like he definitely did hurt these victims. I feel that he saved body parts, played with body parts. Um, oh gosh. You know, the thing that I compare killers to on these videos, people, is because there's so many similarities. I mean, killers have actually been found by asking other killers about other killers. There's some type of similarity. I'm getting strong Dahmer vibes, really, really strong, okay? And the way he would hunt his victims, how he would lure his victims. But there's something a little different, a little special about how he did these particular victims that I feel Dahmer did not do. And we'll go into that. Now, again, great. We're here where we need to be, where I can explain exactly what I'm saying. So he would taunt his victims into believing they could get away, or he would let them go, or they would be set free. They would be saved out of this situation. It was the total opposite. As you know, it was a trick. And I feel like this is where he got his gratification in pretending like there was hope in the situation that they were in. But as you know, it was just a game to him. He would pretend that he was going to let them go, that they would be free somehow. And as you know, that did not happen. Okay, this is confirmation, all right? And I did get that last night about taunting his victims. Now, again, this shows his victims, and possibly this happened a while ago. He may also be deceased, but I think it's speaking more strongly about the victims. And the police were involved. He felt he got a victory up on these victims. I mean, even pretending that, hey, I may let you go. You may have a chance out of this. This was, again, how he got his gratification. He liked to keep, body parts. This is speaking of the DNA, body parts, fluids, liquids, things of that nature, bones. I feel these were souvenirs for him. I don't know why he liked to play around with them too, so that's really strange. And these victims want war. There was no purpose in doing this besides just his winning nature. He feels he's one-upping on these people or his victims. He feels he's playing some type of game. And they want war for their unnecessary deaths. It makes no sense to go around killing people for this purpose. It makes no sense to kill people, period, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, they're pretty upset about the whole situation. Now, as you know, this man definitely has issues. I feel, again, this does stem from his childhood. You're seeing the child stuff there. Issues with his father. Again, a lot of verbal abuse, maybe physical abuse. I even feel spiritual abuse. I mean, just attacking this boy on a daily basis. Academic skills. I'm not talking about grades in school, but I feel things that have competitive, things in them, like maybe sports, things where you have to win. And his household just was not tolerated that you do not do so, okay? So that's why he was like this. He was very competitive. People found it very strange about him. And also I get very strong narcissistic vibes, and it does come and stem from the abuse in the home when he was a child. Now, he was afraid that he would be exposed for these killings. He wanted to keep all of this in the dark. I also feel maybe he hunted more in the night because, as you know, the nighttime, as they say, is the right time. And a lot of people were in fear because, hey, there's body parts, and it's way before Dahmer. So people are like, wow, what in the world is going on here? All right. But he did not want to be exposed. I don't feel this is the killer that was saying, hey, come get me, come find me. He wanted to do this very discreetly, and he wanted this as a secret hobby for himself. Now, these victims, or him, possibly, definitely, Okay, is what I'm getting. We're on drugs or drinking, so maybe he met them at bars, or these were drug addicts that just hang out at bars. Again, very low vibrational places. I get mostly bars. Okay. All right. Now I feel that he's been in trouble before. Um, this is definitely where he needs to be, but I'm sure he's probably deceased or very sick by now. But the thing is I also feel like this is talking about when he would imprison his victims and pretend like he would let them go. So I feel like he would trap them somehow. And we all have a helper, which is weird in these situations. We do have the female on the card, and as you know, that means something from time to time. Necessarily, maybe not in this situation, but he could have possibly had a helper. All right, let's go further into the reading to see. Lots of hidden secrets. You know, I feel like he has some very strange sexual fetishes. Oh no. You know, I did say playing with the body parts. Very, very strange, you guys. We can't be so graphic, so let's try to word around things, but you know what I'm saying. Definitely betray these people, okay? So he would meet them and pretend, oh, you want to, you know, go hang out, you know, get more drunk, party more. I'm getting very strong Dahmer vibes, you guys. This is how he would get them, you know, promise them things, money, whatever it took to lure them, I get. Maybe alcohol, maybe drugs, you know. And he would travel to meet these victims or possibly go to these different bars and hangouts that these people would be at. That's the silver lining of this situation. So we are where we need to be. We have our confirmation. And these victims do want blind justice. We are learning more about this killer and more about this case. And I feel like he was learning his victim is... Wait a minute. He was learning his victims as well. So we could be talking about him trying to play doctor or scientist here. Like he's really that intelligent, y'all. But I don't get he's educated. He's very street smart, though, is what I get. All right. He is definitely a liar. He tells a lot of lies. Again, I get very, very strong narcissism. He has lied about his whereabouts. He has lied to people about knowing the victims. He has lied about so many things as far as this case is concerned. That makes me feel like maybe one of the suspects they questioned were definitely involved or knew more about this than they were letting on. Okay, let's go deeper. Communication with these victims. I feel like, you know, there was definitely some conversing between the two before they were lured to this place where I feel like he trapped them and imprisoned them and pretended to, you know, let them go or told them that he would possibly let them go but never did. So again, talking in bars, talking in these places, going up to them, starting conversations, getting their trust. And before you knew it, I'm getting they would be gone. Like, they would just leave with him, okay? Now, I think they knew what time it was, though. They both had an agreement that this was in the agreement, if you know what I'm saying. So that definitely was involved. And also, I feel when he did the murders, he got some kind of, am I allowed to say the S word? I'll say it like that, actual gratification out of this situation. And you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word or not. And he would watch these victims, okay? We have a stalker. We have a predator here. He'd wait till they were alone. You know, go up to them, start a conversation, make a deal with them to leave with him. And the next thing you know, these people are trapped somewhere with this sicko who's playing mind games with them, pretending that he could possibly let them go, and this was never going to happen. All right. And there's a lot of secrets in this case. Forgive me for that. Again, we got trapped. So definitely he was trapping these victims. I feel in some type of way they're bounding them, gagging them, putting them in a room somewhere. Definitely they were not going nowhere, okay? What? So yeah, we have a real sicko here. This is someone who really got off on the whole fear of the whole thing. The taunting, the screams, the crying, the pain. Are we going into dominatrix here? We have the control freak. He's very dominant. He wants to be in control. He gets off on the control. He gets off on the fear, the emotions. Okay. So I feel that there were times he would do a lot of killings, then back off, do a lot of killings, then back off. It's almost like he had discipline. And this is very shocking to me because most serial killers do not. They really are very impulsive and they feed their impulses when they feel they need to. But I feel this one definitely had a sense of discipline, when to stop and when to go. Very strange energy, you know? Very strange. Of course, you know, he's cutting up body parts, playing with them, keeping them around. It's just weird. Lots of conspiracy theories. Again, they did not find an actual killer. They have suggestions, but we don't have a stamp approval about who this is. Or did they even care? Because these people were like in the slums or in low poverty places. Led by dark forces. Are we talking about a killer I feel that likes to stalk at night? Okay. This was a true night stalker. You know, somehow, somewhere, corruption is involved. Is this why it's unsolved? Can we try to understand what's going on here? But I think this is talking more about him offering the money. As you can see, he's got the money in his hands and he's saying, come with me. This is pretty much the corruption I'm getting in this. Okay, I don't feel like it's a cover-up or anything. This is him. And there was an investigation done. Some of these bodies weren't found. He knew he had to do this in a certain amount of time. Okay, we're out at night, we're partying, this has to get done. Here we go. Hello. Hello, torso killer. This is our narcissist, psychopath, sociopath card. And these are the type of people, again, who do stuff like this, all right? These people meant nothing to him. They are trash, all right? And this is how he's thinking, not me, so don't say I said that. He's thinking this, okay? And again, I'm getting this card because he likes to be in control. Very strong, domineering personality is what I'm getting. Very strong. Okay. And that's the truth. He wanted to be out there. You know, I think the fame of it all was very exciting to him. And he felt he was in control of all of this. Again, very competitive energy where he felt like, I want to be the one they're talking about. Nobody else, no other killers. I want to be in the spotlight right now. I want to be the number one thing that's going on. So again, even in him doing his killings, he's competitive, you know? And this is talking about how he offered them money. I kept trying to figure out what is he offering them for them to leave with him so quickly or so willingly. Well, of course, money talks. Now, I'm already on 100% confirmation that the deal was, look, you know what it is, all right? Or you have some indication or idea that when we get there, this is a possibility, all right? So offering them money to go with him, this is something that could possibly go down, okay? But of course, they were deceived. This isn't really what it was about. You're giving me money. Possibly we party. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But no, that's not what ended up happening. They didn't know they were going to be cut up in different pieces. Precision. I get my hand itching too. It's about money. He offered them money. Let's go into the precision of it because I feel like he has some knowledge on how to cut. I'm not sure if it's butcher or hunting. I don't feel like this man had any type of medical education. But let's, I'm not sure. I kind of want to ask the cards here at the end to see. Now, we'll go into our killer cards now and see what they have to say about the torso killer. All right. Let me fix my lighting. This is crazy. The victim had history with the killer. Now, see, I think these victims either knew him prior or maybe saw him around, talked to him before, because they were just too comfortable. You know what I mean? We see the knife in his back. Possibly that is definitely talking about how he cut them up. This was definitely his motive, what he was trying to do. But he got the victim to trust him. All right. He's their savior. As you can see, the damsel in distress situation. Come with me. I can help you with so-and-so. If they need drugs, if they need alcohol, if they need whatever, he can provide. You know? There's some key evidence, y'all. What's going on? Where is the key evidence? And of course, what we need is what he was using to cut him up with, because that has a lot of evidence on it, you know. Back then, we didn't have forensics, so this makes it very difficult for any case, you know. Oh, yeah. He definitely was, I get out there, okay? Anger issues from abuse. So again, you know, doing drugs together, whatever, had something where he was like, come with me, you know, we can do this, we can do that, I can get you this. It definitely was not legal, okay? And as you can see, when he was done with them, bloop, kicked him to the curb like trash. Cut him up, did whatever he wanted to do with him. All right, fingerprints evidence. As you know, money was involved. I think this is the key. This is what he used to lure them. All right. I don't know about this one, y'all, because I feel like he might be long gone, but we could be talking about the afterlife. You know, karma is no joke, people. If they don't pay here, they're definitely going to pay there, okay? And this is probably where he is. Somewhere locked away in a dark prison like he did his victims. Look, a witness may not be fully disclosing all the facts, so as you know. Okay, so yeah, I feel like he was just going to bars, hanging out, partying, talking to people, you know, just laying back. And this is basically how he got his victims, all right? So it's kind of like, it is giving me very strong Dahmer vibes. you know, not the cannibalism of it, but basically, you know, I'm going around meeting people, drinking, partying, promising after the party there's another party, come with me, and boom. Then you trap them, you do what you gotta do, okay? Now, obviously, he kept something that belonged to them, which is their body parts, all right? Ooh. Split into two people. I gotta go look at his sign. And we may know in the future, you know, if we're around to see what in the world happened here, you know? Who was this person going around being a torso killer? I get his head splitting in two. I feel like it was two different people. I want to see if he's a Gemini or not because, you know, as you know, Geminis are a hot mess as killers. They kind of split into two different people. It's crazy. All right. So I want to... I didn't say they're a hot mess in real life. I said it's killers they are. So just try to listen carefully, not judge me for what I'm saying here. I know Gemini, so... All right. The torso killer. Torso killer. All right. So he was a stranger to these people. Like I said, they didn't know him. He was just traveling through, doing his thing, you know. Trying to find the missing pieces. Like I said, he would go to bars, kind of drink it up, live it up, meet these low vibrational people, you know, that like to do drugs, prostitute, hang out, get drunk. Again, he liked to play games with them. I told y'all that. It was some kind of gratification for him. He likes to be in control. He likes to be the winner. That's his thing, okay? Now, he's been in the system before, and it was all about trust. Come with me, you know, for this money. But he was preparing them for their demise. Now, you see that sword, too, getting ready to cut him smooth up. Look. If y'all think I'm making this up. All right, torso killer. I don't know why I can't say torso fast. Torso killer. I have to say it slow. Tell me about the torso killer. Well, here we go with this code stuff. Let's put that to the side and see what that means. High places. What's going on here? I feel like they have talked to him, one of the suspects or something like that. Tell me about the torso killer. Are we dealing with some more corruption mess? I can't take it anymore. No, wait a minute. Torso killer. All right, he definitely was a loner. Locked away, I told you he was keeping his victims. They were scared to leave. Either they were bound, locked away somewhere. Definitely kept away, though, is what I'm getting. Made a deal with them to leave with him for money. I want to clarify these two, though. Because here we go, y'all, with something. Okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. We got to remember that even though these things happened back in the day, there still was corruption, y'all. All right, let's go into it. So are we going into something medical, even though I don't feel like he had the strongest medical education here? Collecting body parts for what? Are we going into some stuff back in the day that possibly could have something to do with organ trafficking, you guys. You see what I'm holding up here? Secret societies, these middlemen work for. I feel like he'd have been the middleman, collecting these people on body parts. Whoa. Well, I always do say there's a reason it's unsolved, don't I? Okay. Well, he's not the one with the medical knowledge, but whoever he was working for has the medical knowledge. All right. Anyone can learn how to cut up animals, carcasses. Again, I feel like he may have had butchering skills or hunting skills or something of that nature. Let's go into our other cards to try to clarify as well. I don't feel like he had a medical education. I'm sorry. I don't. Whoever he was working for. Yeah, he would kidnap these victims. There's definitely money involved. And I told y'all they was locked away somewhere. I said that. Tell me about that. Okay. So he knew what he was going to do, you know, when he got to these places. Tell me about that. I don't know why I feel like my hands are shrinking. Talking about some secret society stuff. Police. I don't know. Did this happen in the city or he traveled to cities to do this? Above ground. As you know, alcohol, drugs was involved, stuff like that. All right. I did get stranger again. And let's do a couple more of these and see what we get. Okay. Guilty. We know that. Evidence. Tell me about the torso killer. Alright. Intended to when these people escaped. I'll try one more. Are we waiting till they're drunk, high? You put some in their drink even back then? I'm telling you, it's giving me very strong Dahmer vibes, y'all. I mean, like, for real. I don't believe he was a cannibal, but he sure was doing the same moves. It's like some of them study from the same book. And I think actual killers know or study previous killers that they copy off of, whether they want to admit it or not. They do take pointers off of previous killers. They've watched movies, they've read books, they've read something in a magazine where I feel like they're saying, I can put that into what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll take pointers off of that, you know? And as you know, either him or definitely the victims are deceased. Okay, they're cut up, so we know they're no longer with us, unfortunately. Bless their little hearts. We're taken advantage of and tricked into going off with him. Now, it's kind of just like these musicians. They say, oh, we don't copy off of anybody. Yes, you do. Prince got some things off of Little Richard. Okay. And no, was it Little Richard? Who am I saying? James Brown. Sorry. He got some things off of James Brown. Maybe Little Richard, because it did come to mind. He got some things off of maybe some other people. Michael Jackson may have gotten something off somebody else. So people, whether they want to admit or not, they copy something off someone or something they've seen. You just don't always come up with your own little thing, you know. But people that do, I really appreciate them, who are just 100% authentic, who are their own creation, is a beautiful thing. But I have not met a person that did not read something or see something or mimic something, or, you know, have not to this day. What did I say I was trying to find in the end? Oh, yes. If he had any medical training. Okay. Because I feel like it's more that he's the middleman. Kind of like Wayne Williams, you know, he's the middleman, and then he distributes these parts to, well, that's not what Wayne Williams, he was doing sex trafficking, but you know what I'm saying. Or I don't know. And is the spirits trying to tell me something now, okay? That sometimes these things are connected, organ trafficking and sex trafficking, okay? Because some people got their hands in all kinds of stuff. But as you know, with Wayne Williams, some of them bodies was cut up. But I feel like he used those for souvenirs for his own gratification. So I'm not going to go into medical stuff with him. But with this case, I keep getting it. So let's see if he had any medical knowledge, y'all. Did the torso killer have any medical training or knowledge? Did he have any medical training or knowledge? Did the torso killer have any medical training or knowledge? Did the torso killer have any medical training or knowledge? Now, see, I feel like there was a helper, like someone he was working for, okay? That was kind of helping him with this. And this is how he was making his money. We do know he was crazy, so we can put that over there. We're getting into body parts, medical stuff, okay? Police involvement. Come on, give me some indication here. War, victims. Okay. Now, I get the yes card, so there is a possibility that he did have medical knowledge. I don't feel like he went to medical school or had any medical training. So maybe this person he worked for had taught him some things or told him some things. Let me ask you again. Was the torso killer a doctor or working in the medical field? What's the torso killer? Okay, now we already know who he was, but let's see if any of these cards kind of indicate. No, this is telling what he would do with his victims. It's doing this for a reason. Okay, here we have the medical card. Whoa. I know it's shown he loved to do this. I think he was interested in medical things. He found it fascinating. But this is very interesting. Why it's blocking that for some reason. So if I had any medical training, I just want to verify. Okay, well, medical training and medical knowledge, I get it's two different things. Someone could have taught him how to cut. But I just don't get he was highly educated with it. I don't feel he was a doctor or like Jack the Ripper had a very high paid education in medicine. I don't feel it's the same. or definitely not the same equal education. Let me clarify. The torso killer had medical education. Okay, still talking about the victims, his father. I just get someone was paying him for the parts, but I'm not seeing where he's the one who's the actual doctor or facility. But someone has taught him and showed him some medical things. That's for sure. He has a love for it too. That's what I get because I have these 3 cards right here. I'll show you. Medical, you know, from other worlds, different, corruption. It's telling me that medical was definitely involved. He does have a love for it, a passion for learning about it, okay? But I just don't see where he was the actual doctor or facility, because this would be the actual doctor or facility who is paying him for these parts, bodies. Very interesting. I would like to study the case more and get my own observations and answers. Okay, so we'll do some light meditation. Try to figure that out down the road. Very, very interesting stuff. So, as you know, bodies, organ trafficking. What's even going on there? Absolutely intriguing. Okay, I keep getting the word fear very strong. So fear was very, very gratifying for him in these killings. Okay, I get him saying, I distribute, I am the distributor. He's very proud about that. Okay, why is that so competitive? I don't understand. I'm the person who provides this. He's so proud of it. What in the world? Boasting about something like that. He's so proud about like he's being. It's just like, I am the one who provided this. I'm the one who's done this. He wants total credit. You know, that's just how his personality was. So I'm getting a lot about his personality. Okay, I'm getting where he would be weird and be watching people. Like, it's kind of strange. He would be things where just watching people, observing them, like, staring. He's very, very observant. He does it all. Looks, listens, waits. It's a hunting game to him. I would even say like fishing. When he selects his victims, it's definitely for a reason. What is it? What's so selective about it? Okay, they have to be very vulnerable. They have to be very submissive. Don't talk too much. Don't ask too many questions. I see someone's dominating side is coming out. You wanted people that were alone. Okay. I make sure I didn't see them with anyone else. Didn't matter who it was. I was just passing through. I didn't know these people. They didn't know me. All right. I'm trying. I want to know like the medical history, if there was any. I don't feel strong about that at all, though. So I feel like this is like connects. I knew someone who knew someone who knew someone. This sounds like some type of organization with connections. You're working for some crooked people. That's what it sounds like to me. This goes down a line. Wow. And I feel like the people in the higher ups in this organization are very smart, very educated. What do you call them? Untouchables. These would be like very prominent doctors, prominent people in the medical field that can't be touched, that won't be touched. Okay. Very strong in the community. Hmm. Made pretty decent money. Hmm. Okay, he took them somewhere where he knew nobody would ever find them. He had very strong knowledge of what he was doing and how to do it. So, again, some type of skill that he learned. Well, where did you learn this skill? Very interested to know. I don't know, I keep getting hunting, like cutting animals or fish. Oh my god, this gives me such Dahmer vibes, y'all. It's so similar, it's not even funny. I hear an ambulance. That has some significance, I know it. This has to do with some type of medical trafficking. That's why it hasn't been solved. There's some prominent names. Very interesting. I want to study more about this case. This is, wow. I knew this was going to take down a dark, deep road, rabbit hole. You knew how to cut. And you like to cut. Animals, people, whatever. You like to dissect things. Okay. Let's see what card we get. Yeah, I need to consider this situation carefully. I am going to do more research because this is very interesting. Again, this was a request, and I looked into it as deeply as I possibly could. This is very interesting, though. Very spooky, too. I'm down here at night doing something about a torso killer, y'all. Alright. So if you're interested, I will leave the description in the bio. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you for watching. I may do an update or a part 2 on this to kind of see what more I get, because I feel like there's more to it. And usually in these corruption cases, it can kind of go a little farther. So I find it very interesting, though. And this person did present me with a very interesting reading. All right, you have a great evening. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Good night.